welcome to Computer AF, episode number 17. I am Anne Ahola Ward.
And I'm John Boydnott, and Sweet 17, here we are.
Yeah, it reminds me of that song, that Winger song that did not age well. She's only 17, 17.
That reminds me of just the other day in the lunch break room at Whole Foods where I work part-time, they gave us free cherry pie. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, everybody, this is, like that Rat song, She's My Cherry Pie. And
I thought that
like,
was Warrant.
that's what I was going to say, is that there was a friend who was there who's like, that's not Rat, that's Warrant. And I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, cherry pie. And so
See?
I dated myself. Meanwhile,
It's fine.
the kids were sitting around going, what?
I'm amazed, first of all, that you were corrected by someone
Yes.
of age.
Yes.
That's the impressive part of that story. Also, that I remembered to put my candles on.
Sorry?
That also impressive. I just remembered to put the candles on for ambiance. This is my last episode that's autumnal. This will all transition. Yes, this will all transition to a winter wonderland soon enough.
Is it going to be very Christmas oriented or just sort of icy?
It's going to be. You just have to wait. I can't even bury the lead on that. It's going to be so good. I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I'm just going to get out a bunch of stuff and we'll see what happens. Probably some Santas because I have a weird amount of Santas because of my mother's proclivities.
Do you have any lawn gnomes that will show up?
I actually don't have any gnomes. My brother collects gnomes, lawn gnomes, but I don't. I'm more of a Santa tree girl. Might have a full-size tree. I might have a bunch of weird Santas.
Santa tree girl, put your presents under the tree.
But this is my last, this is my last autumnal episode for you guys. So
I'm
just know that
the glitter fort.
Yeah, and I think the glitter fort is a Christmas glitter fort for sure.
For sure, and I think that the next thing will be the white brick background. That'll
Nice.
come through. Just peeling back the curtains so that you can see.
Yeah, just because, for those of you, it's actually a great segue to our first news item. For those of you that are constantly worried about your backgrounds, like I am, John is,
yes,
perfectionists, YouTube has solved this problem for us, according to YouTube. They are going to give us what they're calling a dream screen, which is an AI-generated background for your YouTube shorts. I don't know what this means in terms of production quality. I guess we'll see. But basically, users can input text prompts like Candy Pants or Magic Forest Man to generate video styles. I don't know what a Magic Forest Man is. Maybe you are. Maybe that's what the Twinkle Fort is. This new capability, I don't know why I'm just finger quoting, capability allows creators to place themselves in different settings or created animated openings for their shorts. So it gives you kind of a TikTok advantage, basically.
The options are endless on the background.
The options are endless, especially because, as you told me right before we did the show, that shorts are no longer shorts. They should be called longs.
Yes, they very recently have extended it to 3 minutes, which is great. You'll be seeing our Computer AF shorts show up in longer form so you can truly get a feel for our long-windedness. And that'll be great. And it's smart that they're doing that because a lot of people love the shorts. And I do love my long-form videos, but sometimes I get bored, like every time. And I need to, switch to the next thing. And it's good to have it sort of be chosen for me almost, because what do I need my brain for anyway? I don't really need my brain for anything. I'll have the computer do it.
No, but think about what we share with each other the most. It's Instagram.
Yes.
And those are like a minute. Those are like 30 seconds to a minute. It's going to contain probably some baboos, probably some animals.
Some baboos?
Some baboos, maybe some
sweet little fluffy critter bears.
Yeah, some hottie patatis.
Some hottie patatis. Some cutie patooties.
Silly billies. Yeah, it's going to be
billies, like us.
It's going to be whimsical or some kind of like metaphysical thing It makes us both
Let's
feel
go.
better
Let's
about staying in
go.
bed all weekend. Like it's gonna be something like,
Just sitting
hey,
in the
what was
bed.
the yeah, what was the one this week? It was like, hey, even trees have a rest period. You can rest too. And we were both like, oh yeah, yeah.
It's called
Let's
hibernation.
let's do some of that wisdom. So thank you, YouTube, for
Thank you. Yes,
extending
that's
that.
right. All of this was by way of this was telling you the story about YouTube and the shorts.
YouTube eat my shorts. Um every time I hear shorts, I'm a Simpsons kid, right? So
It's an
I'm
old
like, eat
Simpson
my
line,
shorts.
yeah.
Eat my shorts. Eat my
It's
shorts.
Bart's
Like
it's Bart's line, man. It's Bart's line, man. I
speaking
can't.
of, I saw in the news yesterday that the lady who voices Millhouse and a lot of the other characters is retiring after 35 years.
What? Well, they'll bring somebody up along who can do the voices. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I take
or
it.
hey, AI people, if you're going to use AI, this is whatever because I've had multiple people tell me the Simpsons are actually good again and have gotten better. Maybe it's
Okay,
come full circle, but
maybe.
Millhouse was always one of my favorite characters. Like one of my favorite little clips to send people when they're down is everything's coming up Millhouse. And like the glasses and like I just always rooted for him.
It's a
Um
show that's been around so long that the things that really cracked me up in the mid '90s are now like so politically incorrect that I don't even dare do the impression now. They include, I can do the comic book guy. I love the comic book guy, and he's
actually
actually,
actually
yeah, yeah,
I do
actually,
that. That's my voice to correct my husband correcting me. So if
yes,
he's trying to tell me something, I'm like, actually, and then I do the voice.
actually. Well, it's the
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings expert voice for so Francisco would, my buddy Francisco, I'm watching the Lord of the Rings movies. He didn't like them when he was younger, or he never had a chance to watch them when he was younger, so he's watching them now. He's watching them. He's like, so this thing is going on with the thing. And I'm like, actually, Gandalf did not use his staff for, so like there's he
There's a
that's
finger
the
point in there too.
yeah, yeah. Actually, so and that can work with so many things. It can work with the Star Wars. It can work with Captain Picard. It can work with, all the things. So
Marvel.
actually, Captain Picard only had 4 missions in which he, that kind of thing.
I'm incorrect. There was 7 of 9 in Babylon
Yeah.
5 and blah blah blah. And I like
Yeah.
the weird not like useful shortenings of these shows and stuff too. Bab 5. It's like just say Babylon. Just
Just
say
about,
Babylon. You could
ooh,
say
wow.
Babylon.
Babylon 5 reference. Was not expecting that today.
Deep Space 9.
Deep Space
Yeah,
Nine,
no.
baby. Solid,
What are you
solid.
from? Stargate? Stargate? Yeah.
SG, SGU Victim Special Unit, Victims
Yes.
Unit. Sorry.
Exactly. I would kill for a Law and Order Space SVU. Oh my god, that would be so
Eventually,
good.
Eventually, that will happen. It'll be in the space hotel that'll be really large, and there'll be crimes up there, and somebody has to solve them. Yeah, I agree.
I'm looking forward to that. Well, I'm glad we fast forwarded to the nonsense. Yeah,
All right,
so
so Blueski.
Blue Ski, which John called it that from the beginning, as did my husband, funny enough. You both said that. I downloaded it faithfully, signed up for it back when there were more Twitter alternatives. One
That
I
was me
really
too.
liked
Yep.
that T2 and there were a bunch of random ones.
Mastodon,
Yeah,
still
well,
around.
Mastodon's still around, but
Ish, ish. Yeah.
um, Blue Sky, Blue
Threads.
Ski, whatever you want to say, essentially has had a red letter day. It's had 20 million users in like a week. It's set to surpass Threads. I got on Blue Sky like a year ago and did like a hey who's here post and then nobody responded to it and then you prompted me to
Crickets.
get back on it and then other people have been on it. It never really had a good import feature where you could say okay I want to take people from other networks. So you kind of had to just go person by person or if you know somebody who knows a lot of people you go through their followers. Like there's not
Yeah.
really like a clear way to import but it's become a good alternative for people since the election who just
Yeah.
want something more independent that feels independent. But it's prompted Threads to give hot feature updates like we're going to show you more from the accounts you follow. Like, that's a literal announcement they made this last week. And we're just like,
Well, the thing that gets me is that when they do things like that, it just shows that they could have done it at any time. It's like working with PayPal, and they're like, "Oh, we'll send the money to your bank account right now. All you got to do is give us a bunch of money," which means that they could do this at any time. Your money's available to you. They're just being dicks. Okay, and that's basically what
right.
happened. That's basically what happened with Threads. Threads is like, we know we've been giving you poop, but since we
We're rebalancing the ranking to prioritize content from who you follow. Like, why did I follow them if not to see their content?
Right? Yeah. It's like I never signed up for any of this to be given. Well, if you want to talk about Twitter, it's what Elon has done, which is force you to watch Ben Shapiro, Candace Owen, Tucker Carlson. And look, God bless you if you love seeing their stuff, but the vast majority of us don't want to see their stuff. And to have it thrown in our faces, why everyone has gone over to Blue Sky. And so, you know, Threads or whatever it may be. And hopefully that'll teach all those people that, you know, this is a scam that they're not going to put up with anymore. But anyway,
Right. I mean, Threads is also introducing the killer feature of custom feeds and the
right.
dedicated following feed to offer more flexibility. The fact that this is something they're so late in offering after so many people jumped to Blue Sky, it just tells you what an afterthought Threads was. Threads was a,
Yep.
well, I guess we can. That's what Threads was, but it never
In
found its audience the way that other sites have.
I
It's just
think
sort
that
of a
people,
place you
yeah.
post your other stuff.
Yeah, right. I feel like people were on Threads also to see their Instagram people. I think, you know, they
Hmm.
were like, okay, I'm going to get to see the Twitter like updates of my Instagram people, and that's what I'm here for. And it didn't turn out that way. Like you said, it ended up being like a bunch of other stuff that were thrust upon you and ads. So maybe this helps that a little bit. I don't know if it really does, though. A lot of people really are sort of tired of kowtowing to the billionaires, at least for now. And so they've moved to Blue Sky, or a lot of people have. Who knows though? Someday maybe Blue Sky will be bought by a billionaire, and who knows whether we'll just have another repeat of the Twitter situation with that. But as far as I remember originally looking at the word blue sky and thinking in my mind, well, that looks like blue ski. And then I forgot about that. And I was showing a story about blue sky to a friend who doesn't know up or down when it comes to social media. And they're all, what's blue ski? And so now ever since then, I've just been blue skiing because I don't know. I feel like a internet hick when I say it. Blue ski.
And
Bye.
yet you can't stop.
Oh no, it's the only thing that gives life meaning at this point. Okay, maybe it's not that bad. But
Yeah, I mean, it's owned by like different tech CEOs and moguls right now. It's just it feels like the most independent place
yeah,
um to
I think isn't
be,
it owned
and
by what's his name from the original Twitter guy, Jack Dorsey? Am
I
I
think
making
he
that up?
was one of the founders. I think now it's Jay Graber. We
J.
do
Robert
exhaust J
Oppenheimer? No.
CEO Jay Graber.
Oh,
Um
CEO Jay Graber. Okay.
yeah, and then the another board of directors is Jeremy Miller, TechDirt founder Mike Masnick, and Blockchain Capital general partner Kinjal Shah. We do
Kim
exhaustive
Jong.
research. Yeah, we do exhaustive research here at
Yes.
Computer AF. And by exhaustive research, I mean several Google searches prior to the show.
No, I mean exhaustive research. By that we mean work a really busy schedule before we actually have the time that we tape the show, and then rush in here and do everything that we can to make it not look so bad.
You can tell, and that's the
You can
cool
tell.
part.
Well, all I have
Um,
to say is take a look at that background. We've got turkeys, we've got pumpkins, we've got dancing little happy women, we've got men
Hi.
with hats, and we've got cats, and we've got Betty Boop maybe there, and we have a pumpkin, and we have leaves, and we have. I love it. It's just beautiful. There's a David
Yes.
Bowie. There always is a David Bowie. There
It might
always
be
is.
secret, it might be hidden, but he's there. He's always
Well,
there.
he's always there, and he's a part of the fabric of life.
He is.
You
Bowie is
know.
live. Well, yeah, I really went nuts with the Thanksgiving because I feel like people skip over it like it's a nothing holiday, right? And I think it's a legit season and holiday. We don't have these things you call seasons here in Texas, but there are places that have like the Northeast where they have beautiful leaf changes and fall leaves and things that make it whimsical. And
Yep.
I'm
And orange.
a I'm a person who does not just roll from Halloween to Christmas. I like to celebrate the
You got to
Halloween,
transition.
right?
You got to transition. It's a gentle,
Yeah.
loving fall like transition.
If you go
With
straight
silvery pumpkins.
from yeah, if you do that extra month of Christmas, it makes it a little less special. That's just how I feel about it. I feel like that
Yeah.
what makes it special is that every like it's a month.
Yeah. Christmas needs the stress of everything being crammed into just 4 weeks, which is fine.
Right.
And the issue that I have with Thanksgiving is that I've noticed that over the years, it sort of mostly has ended up in many ways, aside from the fun stuff that doesn't involve the cooking on the day of, that cooking on the day of and the planning of the day of ends up being stressful for a lot of women, especially because they are often sort of end up being the ones who have the cooking. They're straddled with the cooking in most of the cases, and they've got to plan it. They've got to. I mean, there's plenty of dads and guys who are great at helping, but I mean, the women usually kind of end up with a lot of these things. It sort of ends up being stressful for them. That's the one issue that I have with Thanksgiving. Not that it's caused me
Yeah,
to
I
go.
mean it's a lot. It's a lot for me. I start planning weeks out. I'm going to go pick up a what is it called? Honey baked ham. I do ham
Ooh,
for Thanksgiving cuz I don't like
ooh,
making
okay.
turkey. So
Ah, it's
I
hard to make
I do
turkey. It
ham.
takes a long time.
Well, it's not just it's actually not too hard to make turkey. The problem is that it needs a long time in the oven, and I have one oven and a lot of side dishes because I don't know how to edit.
Turkey is
So,
Christmas or Thanksgiving is all about the side dishes. You don't have the side dishes, it ain't gonna work. And obviously, if you don't have the turkey, it ain't gonna work either. So you need like multiple, things.
yes,
Yeah.
I need to have space for the green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, the dressing, the cornbread dressing. So there's like two dressings. There's two potatoes. You have it's essentially a
Mouth-watering. Yeah.
smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord, one of the great, words that's in the
Yes.
English language.
Yes, exactly.
A
But I feel like it
smorgasbord.
doesn't yes, exactly. I don't feel like Thanksgiving gets its due and it's a fun holiday. I watch every Thanksgiving I watch Planes, Trains and Automobiles because it is a true Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, it's there's been recent attention again to Gen Z has caught wind of how great John Candy was, and so and also there's this clip of Steve Martin crying, essentially starting to cry, thinking about John Candy and his speech in that movie, which was a longer speech, which is like a 1 to 2, 3 minute long speech, which somehow got on the cutting room floor, and all that ended up was this shorter conversation, and his speech was reduced to a few lines, and it made Steve Martin cry. And so this one clip of that went viral, and I've had, a bunch of people are appreciating John Candy long after his passing. So yeah, I haven't watched that
That's
movie in a
good.
long time, but I need to watch that movie. I need to watch that movie.
Yeah, it's a great one for Thanksgiving because it's about he's going home for Thanksgiving. He's not going home for Christmas. It's an actual holiday movie centered around the holiday, which is why I watch it while I'm cooking my 17 dishes.
That's
But it's
fantastic.
okay.
I
Yeah,
wish
and
I
that's
could be there
part
to
of
help
it.
you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so what have you been watching? Let's get right to it.
Well, yeah. So the most important part of the show, the bric-a-brac portion, which has kind of been infected all the rest of the show. But for me, I've been watching The Walking Dead. That sounds crazy, but with The Walking Dead, I watched that. The show ended up being 11 seasons. I only made it to like the very beginning of season 10, right? So, and season 10 had 25 shows, and season 11 had another 25 shows. So I still am missing like 50 shows on this on The Walking Dead, which had 11 freaking seasons. So I actually went back to season 9 and kind of I dated a guy, and he's a big Walking, and he was really into it, convinced me to start watching it again. So I go back to season 9. I'm like, okay, I'll do this. I go back to season 9. I start watching season 9. I get through it. It was good. I remembered it from like 7 or 8 years ago when I watched it the first time, and then now I'm in season 10, and it's starting to get to the point where I left it off. I think I just stopped because it was like it had been 10 years I had been devoting to The Walking Dead almost at this point. And sometimes I felt like it got a little repetitive, or it got a little like, sort of the same tried and true sort of tricks that they were pulling with getting, main characters getting killed, which was tough to go through. Happens a lot on that show. Anyway, long story short, I'm in season 10 now. I've got like 10 and 11. And then there are two spin-off series of main characters. So I'm like, gonna do the full Walking Dead universe. And the two spin-off shows are live. They're still going on right now. Like they're only 1 or 2 seasons into their thing. So I don't feel like I'm that far behind, and I feel like I can get caught up. And so that's kind of my TV thing right now. Other than that, I've been YouTubing. YouTube is just like taking over my life. What There is no cable TV anymore. I don't even use my TV hardly. I'm using the laptop, and I'm using my phone for YouTube. So that's kind of what's
That
going
makes
on with me.
sense.
But there's other stuff too. But those are kind of the main things.
Nice.
How about you?
Let's see. I have been putting on a lot of YouTube for cats and dogs.
Oh,
So, like, as
nice.
I'm working, I put on the birds and the little, like, they have all these ambiance channels on YouTube. I feel like shameless plug for YouTube. We're dunking
Yeah.
on you, but we're also just there for you. I love the YouTube for cats, the YouTube for dogs, the birds and squirrels sort of hanging out, and I'll find the cats hanging out there very close to the screen, and the our tortoiseshell cat like doing little
Which
noises.
one? Which one
It's
is the
so
tortoiseshell cat? Is that?
That's Roxy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's Roxy Retro. Yeah, she
Yeah.
Retrograde was her name when we got her, so we renamed her because I thought that was a horrible name for a cat. It's
Roxy
like you
Retro.
cursed
I like
her.
that. That's cute.
Yeah, so I changed it to Roxy Retro. We did a rebrand. And she's the troublemaker. She's like the wild-eyed wild child of the
Nice.
cat family, and she sits in. We've actually caught her clawing the TV, so I'm sure if
I
I
mean,
really
yeah, it
look,
looks
there's
so
like
real. It's high. It's HD, baby. You
it's
know.
so high quality that they get so excited that it's gotten to the point that if I put it on during the workday and they're still into it, I'll just sit down and they're watching it. And I feel
It's
rude
good for you.
interrupting. But it's kind of mindless, and sometimes the ocean ones and the birds, like the aquatic ones, are kind of soothing. So
Yeah.
I've gotten into the experiential sort of watching because it's like you're not really paying attention to it, but you feel like something's on. And
Yeah.
in terms of TV, although I'm a purist and will not decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving weekend, I will watch Hallmark garbage movies.
You'll
And
decorate the
the
inside of your brain with Hallmark garbage movies.
exactly, I'm
Yeah.
brain decorating with just pieces of garbage like Netflix's Hot Frosty. Oh my god, it's like I thought I lost IQ points after I watched that one. It was so dumb. Girl meets snowman, puts scarf on snowman, snowman turns to hot, hot, hot man. Small town aflutter, love story ensues. Hot Frosty.
Hot froth. That sounds amazing.
So the powers that be at Netflix and Hallmark have decided to get invested in like sexy holiday movies of like very emotionally available men who also do housework.
Yes, better, definitely. I should tell you, by the way, their HBO, The Penguin. I think I told you about that in the in our
Oh
16.
yes, you're not the only one who said that. My brother also said to watch it. I haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, the Penguin is they somehow made an HBO version of the Penguin Batman. It's good. It's solid. And then they're attempting to do another Dune. It's called Dune Prophecy. It's about the formation of the witches sisterhood, the Bene Gesserit, and a lot more than that. And it's okay. It's pretty deep into the Dune lore and not for everyone. And so I don't know if I see it being all that successful, but we'll see. It depends on where the show goes. They've only had one episode so far. And then there was one other show, and I am not remembering it. But it's important that I told you about the Penguin, or reminded you about the Penguin. So definitely worth the time, and some really strong female characters in there, and so it's good. Yeah. What else? How's life treating you?
Abso Abso
Yeah.
Fruitly. Things are good. Things are good. I'm trying to think what other TV because I know I'm watching it. There's a
Yeah.
new
It's
season
there.
on FX of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
is just, I love Matt Berry and the team that creates the show. It's just so clever and fun. I think it's like one of the best shows on TV. I didn't know it was coming, so it's one of those where you see it and you're like, "Ooh, this show I really
Mm.
liked is on." Um, so I've been enjoying that for sure.
There's a
I
new
highly
Star
recommend
Wars
it.
show. Oh, sorry. New Star Wars show called Skeleton Crew coming December, like the first week in December. So it's coming real soon, like in a couple weeks. Um, the word on the street is that it's kind of lame, but that's sort of just to be expected now at this point when it comes to Star Wars shows. But we'll see, and I'll give you an update the next time around. Oh, Agatha All Along. It's a show on Disney Plus. It's really good. It's a sequel to WandaVision. Just really well written. A lot of money put into it. Good plot. Don't want to give anything away, but good superhero-ish type stuff. But they're witches. A lot of witches. Talking about witches a lot. I mean, it's that time of
I
year.
watch, yeah, anything with witches in it, pretty much.
Agatha All
My
Along. She's
husband,
a yeah. Your husband.
for
Sorry.
years, has called me his Finnish witch.
Nice. I could see that. Yeah. And
I'm
he's a
more of a
cat.
weak, for sure. He's a giant cat,
He's
and
your
I'm a
cat. He's
witch.
your giant cat.
He is.
Yeah.
He's my giant man cat. He's the biggest cat in the house, and I am a weekend witch. Like I do only, I'm a like a part time fly by night witch. I don't really do any witch stuff. I just sort of like gothy things.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
I
significant
gave a
portion.
friend a book of spells. Yeah,
Yeah. It's a significant portion of your personality, I would say. And yeah, I need to figure out like a gift for you that's like a witchy Christmas gift, witchy black cat Christmas gift. Um,
I bought this for myself for Christmas. Cocaine and
oh, you told me about
Rhinestones.
that. Yeah.
Yes, George Jones and Tammy Wynette. What a story! I won't spoil it for you if you're not familiar. There's a podcast that the author also did on them. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Even if you're not into country music, it is a must read due to
Those
just
two were
how
not messing
crazy it
around.
is.
They were not messing around.
No, cocaine and rhinestones.
And
Like,
with that,
yes,
your
yes.
Christmas
We
gift
read stuff
selection.
too. Yeah, there's your Christmas shopping. Check out our link in the bio. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
To cocaine and
Um,
rhinestones.
yeah,
Well,
no, I'm not getting a cut of those sales.
we should continue our tradition of making these shorter and clip it off at 32 minutes or whatever, and say that we love all of you in internet land from the dark corner basement where all the broken computers lie.
It's also an asylum. Yes.
It's definitely like the basement of an asylum where all the old computers from the nearby area were put in, and
The
they're broken.
cobwebs of our brains. Yes, the internet cobwebs of our brains.
All the best to you. Love you very much. See you the next time.
Toodles. Goodbye, internet friends and Autumn.
Stay safe, stay out of trouble.